that requires comprehensive solutions, and an enforcement-only strategy simply doesn't work. Democrats have put forward real proposals, and we stand ready to work with serious Republicans to pass meaningful solutions. Democrats take this complex humanitarian crisis seriously. Our proposals address the root causes of migration, improve border security, and create additional legal pathways for people to enter the United States lawfully. But Republicans have chosen a narrow path that imposes extreme pain and hardship on the most vulnerable people while doing nothing to actually solve the problem. I would ask my Republican colleagues to heed the advice of one of their own, Representative Tony Gonzalez, who represents 42% of the U.S.-Mexico border and who said of these bills, quote, "If they try to jam them through, they're going to fail on the floor, so probably best to get it fixed ahead of time than see it go down in burning flames on the House floor," close quote. I encourage my colleagues to oppose this wrong-headed bill, and I ask my Republican colleagues to go back to the drawing board. If you do, Democrats stand ready to work with you. I thank the chairman.
Jordan rightfully called this out, pointing to the absurdity of Nadler bending the rules to fit a political agenda. Even the House Administration Committee's own guidelines make it clear consultants are not official committee staff. Yet, Nadler and his allies steamrolled ahead, ignoring objections and silencing dissent.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we witnessed in Congress was nothing short of a political circus. Jim Jordan, known for his no-nonsense approach, exposed Chairman Jerry Nadler's blatant disregard for House rules and fair proceedings. The issue: the Democrats' use of private consultants who aren't even official committee staff to question witnesses in what they claim is an impeachment investigation.
For yielding, I yield back the balance of my time.
Without objection, all of their opening statements will be included in the record. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from California, Mr. McClintock, for the purpose of offering an amendment in the nature of a substitute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment in the nature of a substitute makes technical changes to the bill.
You have an amendment at the desk.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have an amendment at the desk.
Clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment in the nature of a substitute to H.R. 2640 offered by Mr. McClintock.
Without objection, the amendment in the nature of a substitute will be considered as read and shall be considered the base text for the purposes of amendment. The chair recognizes Mr. McClintock to explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment makes technical changes to the bill. It adds a section to the bill repealing 2 Biden administration Department of Labor regulations that place additional burdens on agricultural employers who are trying to do the right thing and use the H-2A program instead of using illegal workers. I'd urge my colleagues to support the ANS, and I yield the balance of my time to a man who's been the driving force in Congress for border security and immigration reform, and in my opinion, an unsung hero, Mr. Biggs.
I thank the gentleman, and I appreciate his comments, but I also appreciate all of his effort and hard work on this bill and with regard to the ANS as well. You know, the border is overrun, and I want to tell you about my experience back at the border again just last week, because I go often. I grew up in a border congressional district. So we were driving along the Tohono O'odham Reservation that has 62 linear miles of the Arizona-Mexico border. Just last Thursday, we'd been down to the Bamry Wash and check out the bridge that was there. That the first time that is a big wide wash, gets filled with water. It's used frequently by human traffickers and drug smugglers. And they built a bridge over it. It's great, but it's only about 6 feet high, so the first big rain they had washed over the bridge so that CBP couldn't use it during the rain. That was odd. So we moved from the Bamry Wash and we went over to the San Miguel Gate, where you frequently will have, that's where the groups in the Tucson sector come. They come to the San Miguel Gate. And we were checking that out again, and then we're moving along the border road. And as we drove along the border road, I could see about 250 yards ahead of us, three small children playing in the road. Now, mind you, we're on the reservation, so I thought maybe these are reservation children, although we were in the middle of nowhere, really in the middle of nowhere. And as we got closer, we saw all of these people begin to emerge from the high desert shrubs and scrub that were there. And we stopped and talked to them because we had to wait for the Border Patrol now to come. We had to alert them. There's no signal. We had to stand on the cars to get signal so they'd call. And what we found is there were 21 individuals there. There was a family from Chiapas. Where are you going? He says, I'm heading to the Carolinas. I'm going to be a roofer. He and his wife and their 5-month-old baby. An individual lady, 2 single adult women traveling on their own. 2 other single adult women with children. And then 1 other putative family unit, which raised suspicions not just with me, but also with the Border Patrol agent who was there. Why were they coming? Because they knew they were going to be released into the United States. In fact, when I asked the Border Patrol agent, but by the way, reason we got so many agents there because they're stretched thin on this rather remote section. They finally got there. We said, how long before?
This is just another example of how far the left will go to push their narrative, even when it means breaking their own rules. If they can't win with facts, they'll simply change the process to fit their needs. Jim Jordan wasn't having any of it, and it's time for the American people to pay attention. Do you think Congress should be allowed to make up rules as they go? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breaking conservative